Welcome to this audiobook summary of The Gifts of Imperfection by Brené Brown. In this book, Brené Brown encourages us to embrace our imperfections and live a more authentic, wholehearted life. She explains that perfectionism and fear of vulnerability often prevent us from living fully. Instead, Brown offers practical insights to help us let go of who we think we should be and embrace who we truly are. Let's dive into the main ideas from the Gifts of Imperfection and how they can help us live with more courage, compassion, and connection. Embracing imperfection. At the heart of the Gifts of Imperfection is the idea that imperfection is not something to be ashamed of, but something to embrace. Perfectionism, according to Brown, is driven by the fear of being judged or rejected. We try to present a flawless image to the world, hoping to earn approval and acceptance. However, this constant striving for perfection often leaves us feeling exhausted, disconnected, and unfulfilled. Brown encourages us to let go of perfectionism and embrace our flaws. By accepting our imperfections, we can live more authentically and connect more deeply with others. Instead of chasing an impossible standard of perfection, we should focus on being real and true to ourselves. The courage to be vulnerable. A major theme in the book is vulnerability. Brown defines vulnerability as the courage to show up and be seen, even when we're uncertain or afraid. Many of us avoid vulnerability because we think it makes us weak. But in reality, vulnerability is where courage and creativity come from. Brown suggests that by daring to be vulnerable, we open ourselves up to new experiences, deeper relationships, and personal growth. When we allow ourselves to be seen as we truly are, with all our imperfections, we create space for genuine connection with others. Letting go of shame. One of the biggest barriers to living wholeheartedly is shame. Shame is the belief that we're not good enough, that there's something fundamentally wrong with us. It's the fear that if people knew the real us, they wouldn't love or accept us. Brown explains that shame thrives in silence and secrecy. The more we hide our feelings of shame, the more powerful it becomes. But when we talk about our shame and share our struggles with trusted friends or family, we take away its power. The key is to cultivate self-compassion and treat ourselves with kindness, especially when we feel vulnerable or imperfect. Cultivating worthiness. In the Gifts of Imperfection, Brown introduces the concept of wholehearted living. Wholehearted people believe they are worthy of love and belonging just as they are. They don't wait until they've achieved success, perfection, or approval from others to feel worthy. Instead, they embrace their imperfections and live with a sense of self-worth. Brown encourages us to practice gratitude and self-compassion as a way to cultivate worthiness. By focusing on what we have, rather than what we lack, we can overcome feelings of inadequacy and appreciate the gifts in our lives. The guideposts to wholehearted living. To help us live more authentically, Brown offers 10 guideposts for wholehearted living. These guideposts are practical tools to help us let go of fear, shame, and perfectionism, and embrace more joy, creativity, and connection in our lives. Here are a few key guideposts. Letting go of what people think, stop worrying about how others perceive you and focus on being true to yourself. Cultivating self-compassion, treat yourself with kindness and understanding, especially when you make mistakes. Letting go of comparison, stop comparing yourself to others and recognize your unique gifts and strengths. Cultivating gratitude, practice being thankful for what you have, which helps you focus on abundance rather than scarcity. By practicing these guideposts, we can learn to live more fully, without the pressure of perfectionism or the fear of judgment. Conclusion: the power of imperfection. The Gifts of Imperfection teaches us that embracing our flaws and vulnerabilities is the key to living a more meaningful and connected life. Perfection is not the goal. Instead, Brown encourages us to accept who we are, flaws and all, and live with greater courage, compassion, and authenticity. Thank you for listening to this audiobook summary of The Gifts of Imperfection by Brené Brown. We hope this has inspired you to embrace your imperfections and live more wholeheartedly. If you enjoyed this summary, be sure to subscribe for more insights from powerful books like this one. Stay tuned for more.